Thinking about living off campus? Have questions? Like, how much will it cost to live off campus? When do I need to start looking for a place to rent? Where's the best place to look? What do I need to know about such things as security deposits and leases? Where can you go for answers? A good place to start is right here. Hey everyone, it's Adam again, back to answer all of your questions about living off campus at Georgetown University. Our next topic is off-campus housing a good fit for you? Now, when you're considering whether or not you want to live on or off campus, it's a good idea to keep three main ideas in your mind. 1. Costs. 2. Responsibilities. And 3. Safety. Our question on this topic today comes from Tony.
Hey, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to afford off-campus housing. I'm on a budget. Is there any way to know how much I'm going to have to pay each month? And is it going to cost more than what I'm paying right now for on-campus housing?
To get a general sense of what it's going to cost to live off campus, you should probably take a look at the listing of places to rent on the off-campus housing website. That's och.georgetown.edu.
So upfront, I need to have 12 months of rent and security deposit? Does that include cable and internet?
Good question. That leads us to our next expense item, utilities. For the first time in your life, you're probably going to have to start writing checks for things such as water, electricity, heat, and even the internet. It's probably a good idea to check with your landlords before signing your lease on which utilities are covered in your monthly payments and which ones are not. Any more questions?
Yeah, I do have another question. So what if I'm going to have to pay for all the other utilities? Is there any way you know how much that's going to add to my budget?
Well, it's not going to be the same for everyone because it depends on a couple of different things. Primarily, it's going to depend on where you'll be living and how many residents you'll be splitting living expenses with. It's a good idea to do some early budgeting homework to figure out how much it's going to cost for the entire year.
So for my upper class friends, they tell me that there's a lot of responsibilities, city rules like trash removal and snow removal. Is this all true?
You're absolutely right, Tony. Living off campus does mean you're going to have to take on more responsibilities. You're going to have to think about whether or not you're ready to do the following. Live in a residential area and meet your obligations as a neighbor. Communicate effectively with your roommates, landlord, property manager, and other neighbors. Deal with conflicts should they arise. Dispose of your trash according to city rules. And probably most importantly, make sure your house is clean on the inside and tidy on the outside, because nobody wants a messy neighborhood.
Me and my buddies want to live off campus to have more freedom. Is that why other people choose to live off campus?
Well, Tony, you're certainly going to have more freedom living off campus. However, that does not mean that you're not held accountable by the university's Code of Student Conduct. The Code of Student Conduct applies to all university students regardless of where they live. And you're also going to have to be held accountable to some city laws, including those relating to noise, trash, and snow removal, just to name a few. So it's probably a good idea that you become familiar with these policies. Thanks for your question, Tony. And if anyone else has any other questions about living off campus at Georgetown University, feel free to tweet me at AskAdam1789, and I'll make sure to respond to all of your questions.